Hello everyone. So today we are going to see about task 3, implementing differentiation in the classroom of module 1. So these are the points that I'll be covering. Explore reasons why differentiated instruction is necessary in the classroom and analyze the key principles of differentiated instruction. Evaluate different methods to differentiate instruction in the classroom, identifying their strengths and weaknesses. Design a differentiated activity to implement in the classroom. So what is differentiated instruction? It is an approach where the teacher plans and adjusts lessons to meet the different needs and levels and different styles of the students. Each student will have different interests and through which they learn the concepts better. If they learn in their own pace at the learning style that they want to learn, they will learn even better. So we plan the lesson plan accordingly and adjust it to meet all the needs of the learners. The importance of differentiation in the classroom, because it focuses on each individual is unique in their own way and have different learning styles, and they understand things in a different way. They have different interests, they come from different backgrounds, and their strengths and weaknesses are going to be different, so uniform instruction is not going to work well. Why and what key principles can we use? Because differentiated instruction helps all the learners in the classroom. It focuses on each and everyone in the classroom. No one can feel left out. It also focuses on providing the conceptual understanding for each individual based on providing their needs and interest. It also helps in boosting the results and keeps the learners in full engagement. We are going to focus on the four things when we talk about differentiation: content, process, product, and the learning environment. Content is what my students are going to learn. Process is how my students are going to learn it. Product is how the students have shown the improvement in learning or what they have learned at the end. Learning environment refers to where and how learning happens. Here are a few examples to understand differentiation better. There was a session where one of my students wanted to choose drawing about the plants, while others wanted to write. Both are working on the same concept. So this is where the differentiation comes in. Both works on the same concept in understanding the concept better way, but based on their own interest. This is another example where few learners of my class during the science exploration session shows interest in doing hands-on activities like going out and observing the plants and bringing it back and then drawing or explaining about it, while others want to watch a video and then want to do their work. So both are working on the same concept as well. What are the key principles? Flexible classroom and grouping, effective and ongoing assessments, collaboration between the teacher and the students, supporting learning environment. It helps us include everyone, keep learning exciting and show results. Flexible classroom and groupings. This is the first key principle. So it is based on the activity. The teacher plan the seating arrangements and make the classroom flexible enough. The teacher should make sure that there is enough space for the teacher movement to just go and guide and facilitate them and giving them the ownership of their learning. So grouping should be based on their interest and readiness. Collaboration between teachers and the students. This is the second key principle, where the teacher and student should have a positive relationship in the way they understand. The teacher should explain every concepts. So it is based on the teacher's facilitation. It is completely the teacher where steps back and facilitates them rather than giving them the lecture. So the instructions should be very clear what the teacher's expectations are and what the students' expectations are. So immediate feedback is going to help them a lot, and sometimes there is limitations like they need some scaffolding, especially for young learners. Evaluating different methods to differentiate instruction in the classroom. So the first one is the content, what my student is going to learn. So it helps them extend their thinking skills, and also in flexible grouping. Sometimes it may be time consuming and few students may feel isolated because of their openness to participate in the group. So, for example, one of my classes where Some group wants to watch a video on Earth's rotation, while other wants to work on the model. Process. It explains how my students are going to learn a particular concept. So the lesson plan should be made more engaging and more interactive based on the activities and focusing on different learning styles and the needs of the students. So during an exploration session, one group builds a model and the other groups focus on drawing, where both are working on the same concept. There are some weaknesses. It may need some clear instruction and support to avoid confusion. This is where the students and the teacher knows what and how they have learned it. That is the end product, what they have learned so far and how they have learned it. So this shows how the students were confident enough to express themselves in the group discussions, and this will also promote inclusive classroom which meets different needs of the students. So these are few examples and weaknesses of the product. The learning environment. So the physical factors impact a lot in the classroom. So it is very important to have a proper seating arrangement based on the activity planned. It should be open for the movement for the teacher to go and facilitate them. And there are some weaknesses, like it's hard to monitor all the students at once. And for example, the student who wants to do something individually should be given a separate space for them to work on their process. And the other students who wants to do the group activities can sit together and do their work for the presentation. So this is a comparison table of differentiation methods, like focusing on content, process, product, and the learning environment based on similarities, differences, and judgment. So what are the similarities? All the methods works towards meeting the diverse needs of the students. It focuses on individuals' knowledge boosting based on their own interest and their style of their learning. What are the differences? There are few differences, like content and process are focused more on academics, while environment is more about physical and the environmental factors. So most of the methods will also have different way of assessing. There may be some formative or summative, but it is focused on different ways. Judgment. We can't justify and say that this is the best method, because it depends on the subject, what we are teaching, students' readiness, students' interest, the duration of the classroom, availability of resources, combination of all this will work most of the time. So this is an example of how differentiated activity was implemented in my classroom. So there is a science activity. The topic is parts of a plant in the theme Plants and Me. For grade 1, students will be able to identify different plant parts like root, stem, leaf, flower, bud, flower, and fruit. This is the learning objective. So the step 1, instruction to the whole class. I will be beginning by introducing the topic and a whole class instruction. Let the students clarify their doubts. Teacher explains about the different stations available for them to visit. So step 2, differentiated activity stations. We have 4 stations there. Real plant parts were segregated and labeled, and in one station there was a video and audio of the plant parts, and the third station was in cut and paste activity for ordering the parts of the plant, and the fourth part was the clay model making. Step 3, check their understanding. So after the station activities, I went and asked few questions to check their understanding of the topic. By this, the summarization of the topic can be done easily by the students by calling them randomly. These are few references.